So this is syllabus area number 5. Remember, there are 9 syllabus areas altogether. This is the 5th one, and this is on information architecture. So what's this covering? So this is really about being able to state how to create a structured experience from disorganized information. So this includes things like describing organizational techniques like Richard Salt-Werman's latch model, recalling the different kinds of card sorts, remembering that they can be both open or closed. And fundamentally, as it says here, one of the first options is to recognise the way information flows between a person and a product or service. So it's about recognising those information flows and why they matter. You should also be able to choose appropriate schemes for classifying and organising information, and that applies to virtually any system you're designing, not just websites, although it obviously applies in spades when you're designing a website. You need to organise, structure and label content, functions and features. You need to know how to do that. And describe the steps in carrying out an open and closed card sort. So you can't just know what the definitions are, you also need to know what the steps are in doing those different types of card sorting. You should also be able to compare and contrast these various things, an implementation model, a mental model and a conceptual model, and you should be able to state the concept of affordance, a very important concept in the field of user experience. Now, here's an example of the kind of question you might be asked. So you're part of a design team for a GPS system for mountaineers. During user interviews, you notice that most users tend to describe mountain climb difficulty as follows. So it's F for facile or easy, PD for plus difficile, a little difficult. Excuse my very poor French accent, by the way. AD for assez difficile, fairly difficult. D for difficile, difficult. TD for très difficile, very difficult, and ED for extrêmement difficile, extremely difficult. What classification system is being used? And you need to choose from those 4 alternatives. So notwithstanding my very poor French accent, what do you think the answer would be to those? Make a decision. Then let's move on to the next area of the syllabus, which is to do with interaction design.